suffering his first loss in his boxing career yesterday. It was a split decision loss to Tommy Fury. Paul did get a knockdown in the 8th and final round, but not enough to keep his record perfect. Some controversy here. Skip, I want to start with you because you were so into this, live tweeting this match. Do you think the judges got this one right?
Shannon Sharp, I did live tweet it. You can look at my timeline round by round. And I called the fight exactly the way one judge called the fight. I had Jake Paul winning very narrowly, 75-74, in what was an extremely close, extremely evenly matched fight between two guys who can really box. Jake Paul can flat out box. If he hadn't been able to box, he would have gotten annihilated by a young man named Tommy Fury, who was even more impressive to me than Jake Paul was yesterday. Tommy Fury is legit. He is the truth. That's what they called this bout. Tommy Fury is longer than Jake Paul. He's stronger than Jake Paul. He's a chip off his half-brother's block, Tyson Fury's block, because he's tough, he's skilled, he's agile, and he's going to be a handful because Jake Paul had the right for a rematch, and he called for his right in the ring after, although he was very humbled in the post-fight interview. And he says, I'm going to run it back, and I'm going to beat him the next time. I don't know if he can beat him the next time because Tyson Fury is legit. Tommy Fury is.
No, he don't want no parts of Tyson.
Hey, listen, Tyson is 1,000 times legit because every time I watch him, I get more impressed.
Yes.
The point is, it looked to me like Jake Paul had assumed command of this fight in rounds 2 and 3. You can check my timeline. And guess what happened after the 3rd round? We got two big grand promoting brothers here. We got Jake and we got Logan Paul. They gave the ringside mic, the PA system mic, to Logan Paul in the front row after round 3. I've never seen this done in any other big stakes fight. Have you ever seen anybody get on the microphone? It just doesn't happen. It's not the way business is done. But he gets on the mic and he calls out Tommy Fury, who's sitting in his corner getting ready for the 4th round. And he calls him the B word, and he calls his whole family, you're all a bunch of Bs. Well, this is the wrong place, the wrong time. So Logan Paul is promoting Logan Paul at the expense of his brother, who's about to have to go into the 4th round against Tommy Furious because he came out angry, as he should have, as you would have. You would have been like, you want to talk about relighting your fire? He comes out and he pummeled Jake Paul in round 4. He dominated round 4 the way he did no round of the fight. And to Jake's credit, he hung in. He's a tough kid. He hung in, he took his punishment, and he started to regain control of the fight. They only went 8 rounds. The ring was only 18 feet, so it's small, so you can't, there's no running and hiding here. And yet, in the 8th round, Jake Paul did score a knockdown. It was with a little left hook, and he got him, and there was a little bit of slippage going on. I'm not saying it was a rock'em sock'em knockdown because it wasn't, but he caught him flush in the jaw, and Tommy lost his balance a little bit. He did go down, and it was scored as a knockdown. So I thought that would be enough to slightly carry the fight in Jake Paul's favor, but it was not. I'm not going to rant and rave about it because it was so incredibly close, and the referee twice lost control of the fight to me, and just because there was too much clutching and grabbing and bear hugging going on and too much wrestling going on, he deducted 2 points from Jake Paul, I guess for the clinches. I couldn't really tell what it was.
Well,
and that cost him probably in the end on the scorecards, just enough that he lost it in a split decision.
Look, Skip, no, I don't think Jake Paul was wrong. Skip, I look at Jake Paul as a novelty. I mean, normally when you're trying to fight, when you're trying to come up in the fight game, you fight other guys that are in the fight game. Skip, you don't fight other YouTubers. You don't fight guys that are retired at a different sport. You fight boxers.
I agree.
When Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, or any other great boxers were coming up, they fought guys that wanted to fight in that sport.
Okay, but Jake Paul is a YouTube product.
Yeah.
That's who he is and what. So he went completely unconventional.
Right.
But he did get to this moment of truth. And I thought he stood up well for himself.
Yeah, but Skip, I'm not knocking the man's hustle. The man has made himself a lot of money.
He has.
Doing it this way. I don't fault the hustle, but I look at it for what it is. But Skip, if you look at the punch stats, Fury was
many more punches, but
and the landed punches,
okay,
and the harder punches,
okay. But the best shots of the fight were delivered by Jake Paul. Trust me, 3 or 4 of the best shots, Jake Paul.
Yeah, okay, Skip, but Fury was more busy. He threw average 49 punches to 24 per round, 38 punches strong, 38 punches, 11 landed per 8 rounds.
I got it.
And Jake Paul was average 20 punches strong, 6 landed. Fury landed more jabs. I just thought he was the busier of the fighters. He looked better of the fighters. He actually looked like a fighter. Now, that's not this Skip. I mean, it's not like he's a world beater either, because you look at the guys that he fought. He was 8-0, Skip, but his opponents were 24, 176, and 5.
Yep,
Those are the guys that he's beat. And Jake Paul still lost to him.
Okay, I got it. But
he talking about he want to fight Canelo.
I have covered a whole lot of boxing in my life, dating back to early Ali. Tommy Fury can box. I just know he's going to become a factor in that division. What is it? They both weigh 185.
Right.
So whoever he's going to go fight, maybe the next order of business is one more with Jake Paul. And I'm afraid Jake Paul is going to have a hard time beating him because he's just better than Jake Paul.
Yeah, but Skip, I don't know. I mean, light heavy is 175. He could drop down. He ain't beating nobody in the light heavy division. No. He go up to 205. That's cruiserweight. He ain't beating nobody in that division.
He had to go up some weight for this fight to match up with Jake.
So so if he fights at 170, Skip, he gonna get carried.
Yeah. Listen, he is put together now.
Yeah. He's a big fight. But Skip, you know one thing we know about fighting muscles. That's not a good thing to have.
I got it. But he does look the part.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he looks like. Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
And like his half brother, he's got length to him.
Yes.
Long arms.
Yes.
And it's, as you know, it's hard to deal with those long arms.
And the thing, he looking like Fury.
Yeah.
You see how his body is? He ain't got no muscle tone.
No.
But he be carrying folks in there. So that's what you need, Skip, because it takes oxygen to fuel those muscles. And guess what? When oxygen is deprived, those hands come down, that jaw gets lax, boom.
I thought in the 7th round, Jake looked a little gassed to me because he's taken some punishment, and it just gets suffocating in there, man. As you know, because I boxed in high school. Ooh, boy, your arms just feel like they're going to fall off.
Hey, anybody don't think, all I'm saying is just hold your, I'll tell you what, you know what, Skip, don't even throw no punches. Just hold your hands like this for 3 minutes.
Up and do it.
I want you to do that.
Under pressure, and after a while, your arms feel like they weigh 50 pounds.
I don't want you to hit the speed bag. I don't want you to hit the mitts. I don't want you to hit the heavy bag. I just want you to hold your arms like this for 3 minutes. Now, do it, and you just move around. Don't throw no punches. Just move around side to side. Just jog in place. And you'll see what I'm... Now, imagine throwing punches. And imagine 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds into it. And you'll see what when guys talk about throw punches. Oh, Skip, look. The guy's made a lot of money. I was just looking at it. He made like $30-40 million last year alone. And so he's carved out a nice niche for himself. But Skip, the thing what he was able to sell was that undefeated record. The question is, now that he's been beaten,
I think he lost his luster, because I had to make a decision 5 minutes after the fight was over, and I finished tweeting, and I thought, would I pay for this again? What was it, $49.95? I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Right.
I like this kid.
Right.
I admire what he pulled off. I admire his self-promotional genius, because it takes a certain genius to do what he did.
Yes, of course.
And I admire the fact he started a little late for boxing life. And he figured it out as best he could. And he got to this moment of truth. And he hung in there. He didn't get knocked out. He didn't get embarrassed. He gave a good account of himself as a boxer to me.
Skip, the man came on the show and called. He was on.
He wanted Canelo.
Skip.
He wanted Canelo.
Canelo would kill. I would. You know what? I would not. No boxing commission. Nevada, over Dubai, nobody would sanction Canelo in there with Jake Paul.
Okay. Well, you got to admire his ambition, at least. And it's not delusional ambition. I think he was really gung-ho. Like he's really fixated on, I'm going to figure out how to get good enough to fight Canelo and not embarrass myself.
Well, if Canelo, how old is Canelo right? 35, 36? Maybe if Canelo gets 55.
Maybe.
But you ain't finna
40.
be. If he want, you like right now, you think he could beat Canelo right now?
No, I do not.
Please.
I don't think he could beat Tommy Fury, but trust me, Tommy Fury can box.
Yeah. He can box Jake Paul, but Skip, if you put him in there with somebody at 175 in that division, a top 10 guy, top 15 guy, they carry Tommy Fury.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I
Man,
think
please.
Jake Paul's, he's got more guts and athletic ability than you're giving him credit
No,
for.
I'm not saying, but Skip, there's when you to be able to see those punches, that it's just like baseball. Skip, what's the likelihood of somebody saying, you know what? I ain't played baseball in Pee Wee and Part 1 or Little League come up. I'm gonna start playing baseball in high school.
It's a skill game.
Yes, you got to be able to see that pitch. That man, you're gonna throw a curveball. Man, you're gonna be sitting on your pop strike. You got to be able to see those punches, Skip.
Yep, I agree. He hung in yesterday. He did a good job.
Yeah, I see. Right now, you're gonna pay $50 to get that fight again to watch him get carried again.
I just might, and I might be the only one who buys it at this point.
Boy, they said there's a PT bar, said there's a sucker board there.
I don't think he actually said it, but he gets credit for it, and it's a great line. And
It is true.
It is true.
Boxing party at Skip's house.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, good stuff. We need to move on, though. We have much more Undisputed coming up after this break.